In this video I want to make a distinction, a very important distinction, and that distinction is the difference between lust and sex. Commonly we think that sex is lust and lust is sex, but actually that is very far away from the truth. That statement that sex is dirty because of lust, it's not true. Lust may be dirty, and the thing is that lust uses sex, and then when lust uses sex, it starts to get twisted, strange, deviated, and away from the true divine natural aspect of sex. If we just look at sex by itself, we see that it's something very natural, and it's really the creative, it is the manifestation of the creative power of the human being. In the sexual act, it's really an act of creation. An act that can create externally, but also internally, and that's what the human being currently knows very, very little about. The internal creation that sex gives rise to. Okay, it is that is basically known in the esoteric schools, in the great mystery schools. However, that's not the topic of this video. What I really want to emphasize here is that there is a great difference between lust and sex. Now, sex doesn't have anything to do with lust. Lust is a psychological, mental imposition. It's something that our mind imposes on sex. And lust, unfortunately, is the factor, the psychological factor inside the human being that uses sex, that manages the sexual energy. And one of our works is to take away that, not make lust the manager of our sexual energy and sexual force. Make our consciousness, our common sense, our intelligence the manager or the user or the director or the channeler of our sexual force. Because lust, looking at it by itself, we know lust from the end results, from the results that it produces in our life. And we see that lust is something destructive actually, something harmful, something that's not edifying, something that's not dignifying, something that breaks relationships, that can go to the side of abuse or the side of abstinence. If we tackle sex with understanding, comprehension, maturity, naturalness, with consciousness, and the middle way, we see that sex is a magnificent, powerful force. Really, sex is what has brought us into creation, and it is the true, authentic force, or the only legitimate thing that can really transform us. And if you're looking for any type of change or inner transformation, then we have to at some point call upon the powers of sex, the powers of our own sexual energy to do that. As it created us, it can mould us once again into something new. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with these thoughts. The last thing I want to say before concluding this video is that really we have to get into our mind lust